Okay, boomers. Deco Fireworks, Lexington, Tennessee. At least I think that's where I am. Little place here in a little town. They are open all year by appointment. They're open mostly, around the 4th of July and New Year holidays. But you can call anytime and make an appointment. They've been nice enough to let us come in and shoot some video today. Excuse me. You got a lot of stuff packed in here. We'll start down here on the right. When you first come in, you've got another version of the pig rockets. I haven't seen that one yet. The Shiki Galaxy rockets. We just shot those on the channel. Light them up, one of my favorites. But you got rockets here. Got a few 500s up here. You get some prices. Fighting Rooster, that's one that we're seeing a lot lately. But y'all know how I feel about singles. And that is one thing that this place does very well. They got single rockets, everything, priced individually down there. They've got more rockets down there, which we'll get to in a second, but I'm going to get behind me. Y'all know we like these crazy wraps too and stuff. What is that? What are they doing there? It's a Sunwing product. We got to get more Sunwing on the channel. I probably should have picked up one of those. Already did some shopping, picked some stuff up. This is one I hadn't seen. Zombie Party. Another single shot. I don't see the sawed off on here, so this is this is Sun's Fireworks. I don't know who makes that, but that's not one of the hammer and anvil wraps, on those. Got a few rockets here. We got the is this the Sidewinder missile? You don't see that everywhere. Looks like there's some different tops on them. I don't know if that's different effects. I don't know. But those are $9 a piece. Got the Mirage, Miracle Ballistic Barrage. That was $24.75 for that barrage candle. Got some Saturn missile batteries here. Different sizes. This is interesting. Color. Saturn missile battery. TNT. We're not the biggest TNT fans, but try to give them a fair shake when we, shoot their stuff. Oh, here's something else that's interesting. The never-ending fountain from World Class. That might be worth picking up. So, more single rockets. Night Stalkers, y'all know I'm a fan. Not a fan of this stuff so much. It's nice to have it. Red Devil rockets. Those are probably a lot like the Dragon rockets, the Fire Dragons. Yeah, probably a lot like those little 6-ounce, 4-ounce Fire Dragons. Got fountains up here. This one looks interesting. Lava sauce. That looks interesting. The mini windmill. That is by T-Sky. One of those did find its way into the cart. Now that's very similar to a product we had on the Weird Pyro, a flower that we got from Phantom, but this one's a lot lighter. It's a smaller. It's a lower price point too than that one. So I'll be interested to see, what the differences are. There's one of my son's favorites, Western Green Mamba. Venom. That's a powder keg. You don't see that everywhere. Wacky Tobacco. $2.49. Excuse me. Some of these, we've talked about different markets having different type of items, being more expensive in certain markets than others. Waterfall Wonder. It doesn't seem bad for that. I think that's a pretty big 500. But come around behind me here too. We've got more fountains and stuff is kind of all over the place in here. This is interesting. This Canister by Hog Wild. It's $80. It's a 2-inch NOAB. I know, you know, the 3-inch NOABs. I think that it's not a full 3 inches. They can't put a full 3-inch ball in there. I think it might only have a 2-inch ball too. So the 2-inch NOAB, sometimes those can really hold their own. But you've got a few more up here. That's kind of crazy there. And this one here, what is this? Mind Games. Mind Games. That's a fountain there. I was expecting mines when I saw that name, but it does say Showers of Sparks, so that is just going to be a fountain. That's $20. That's 2 minutes. That's a 2-minute fountain. That might have found its way into my cart. Couldn't pass that one up. I don't know what they're thinking with that, but you know that's right up our alley. Got assortments. Got some TNT assortments, some smaller stuff, and they've got behind me got a bunch of different small assortments. Most of them TNT, from what I can tell. I thought there was some other stuff here. Yeah, there's some Black Cat stuff. You know, well, I don't want to spend too much time on assortments. They do have them if that's your thing. This is the Excellent bag. A little bit higher here than it was when we got it before. Maximum Machine Gun. Now this is the one with the reloadable. This is the one with the, it says with pulse light. I wonder how that works. Huh. That's interesting. One fast rotating device with 2 assorted guns for reloading. So, yeah, I guess 3 total guns, I guess you would have there. That's probably the biggest assortment they have here. Another TNT job. They've got some of these box assortments here. These case assortments rather, with the 4 500s. They got one from World Class there, the Jungle Kitty, and 2 from Black Cat. We're gonna work our way back up this section here. We've got firecrackers here. We've got some Texas Outlaw, World Class. Got these Boomer brand. This is one I've not seen this brand anywhere else. Sun's Fireworks. If there's a brick of those for $8. Dynamite blast crackers, Thunder Bombs, Red Devils, more TNT stuff. There's some Mega Banger, which I just learned earlier today that a lot of the Mega Banger stuff was being made in Cambodia. I guess to try to get away from the tariff stuff. But I guess it's all up in the air right now, so who knows how that's going to go. Some Super Snaps from Mega Banger. That's one I haven't seen. But, other firecrackers here. Cracker Bombs, Magic Whip, Crackle Balls, different things like that here. Come over here. What is this? Another little fountain there. Okay, so we got more little fountains. They got a bunch of little stuff here, which again, I think that's what this store does so well. The trick-or-treat fountains, they've got, you can buy one or you can buy the 4-pack. Kicks fountains are almost out of those. But those are 99 cents. The Happy Neighbor. The Happy Neighbor, that's a flash pot. Those are like silent. You can get them in a multi-pack there. More fountains up here. Safari. Basic stuff. These are the little monkey cakes. We demoed those on the channel very early on. Those are a little bit more than we paid for them here. Whistling Color Cuckoo, 2-minute. 2-minute fountain, $10. Feels pretty solid. Feels pretty solid. If that's a full 2 minutes, then I'd say $10. It's not a bad deal for that. Not a bad deal at all for that. So I'm gonna keep talking. This music's gonna jack us up. What is this? Oh, those are some little bees. Better grab one of those. That didn't make it into my cart before. But yeah, they've got stuff. That's kind of interesting wrap here by Hog Wild. Monday stock. I'm not here on a Monday though. I'm here on a Thursday, I guess. Thursday. It's actually July the 2nd that I'm here. Kind of ended up with the day off work. Kind of a last minute deal. And thought I would track down a new store that I hadn't been to before. There's Silver Eagle Ball. That's one that we didn't get the Mega Bang. We had the Alien brand of that, and it's one that kind of surprised us actually. It's a little mini keg. Not light. You know, for that I don't know, $6.75, a little more than I would want to pay for it, but kind of a surprising little deal. They got the smoke grenades. Every time I see these grenades, I wonder, I have to check them and see are those the ones, the cracker grenades or the smoke grenades. Here's something. This has got to be one of the craziest fireworks. The Cracker Tracker. Don't mess with the US. What are they doing? What's going on here? Yeah. Come back down this other side. Got the spinning top. You can get the 8-pack, or you can buy one for $1.25. I'm doing a terrible job with this camera, y'all. Got a few little gender reveal items down here. Got the Lotus lanterns there. You can get a Lotus lantern for $1.25. You got these jumbo crackling ground blooms. And I think you got jumping jacks. You got some more ground blooms here. These are the super ground blooms. A Miracle. Pretty good sized ground blooms. Got Jack in the Box. A lot of smoke here. Red, white, and blue smoke. Pink Lady, desert smoke. Got, 5-minute smoke. Most of the smoke I've seen, is that Reaper smoke? Yeah, most of the smoke that I've seen around most places, they got most of it here. Yeah, as well as some stuff that I haven't seen, like this. Texas Outlaw Magical Smoke, not one you see every day. Smoke Invasion, not one you see every day. I got the grenades. Yeah, a lot of smoke here. A lot of, bottle rockets, your garden variety Moon Travelers. How much are Moon Travelers here? $10. $10 a gross, regular, 17 for these Black Cats. Here's some by Boomer brand. And, man, we're gonna have to have it out with these Boomer people. They've got to do better. They got to do better if they're gonna use our name like that. Legend. This is interesting, this pack of bottle rockets where they're all just loose in there. We got the dueling pistols. Seen that before. Now coming up over here, we're getting into these canister shells, which are a little bit whack. They got the XCal Platinums for $130. But right behind them here, they got the regular XCals for $90. Which, okay, no problem there, right? We're good on that. Death shells. $149, little, for this market, that's probably about where they're going to be. Pure Venoms, right there. But then you look at some of this other stuff. Killer Willow. You're getting into some different price points on some of this stuff. The Dictators by Magnus. I like Magnus. Their stuff has good color. Sunwing, Make It Rains. Got the Patriot shells. Assassins. These are, I thought they were, that's packaged by Dynamite. There it is up there. Yeah. But these shells look suspiciously like Excal rewraps, which they might be. I'm not sure about that. Now here's the Zombie Party. This is the Zombie Party. I think this is a 12 pack of the Zombie Party preloads. And this is by Sun's Fireworks. Really interesting product there. Those preload tubes. This one's for $90. We got the Neon Nishikis by Dynamite brand, Black Cats, Pure Venoms. This is interesting too. These are the Tiger Tails by Sun's Fireworks. And I think we had a request for Tiger Tails on the channel. I'm not sure if these are the ones or not. I'm going to have to double check that and see if this is what's been requested on our channel. But then we're getting here into some 200 gram cakes. And I'm going to go back up that wall in just a second. I'm going to come back over here because we've got Festival Balls, Mad Dog Shells, the Super Magnums from World Class, 12 pack of those, $40. We got some little mini artillery from Boomerang. We actually had those on the channel at one point. And then you've got more artillery. You got, hey, stop dropping those F-bombs. Not that kind of channel. Powder keg. Evil Jester. Got these, that's a TNT product, TNT Nishiki canister shells. Got the Sir Lancelot, the 6-pack of the Excaliburs. Got some, that's the Neon Shooters Edition, Neon Shell Shooter Edition from Dynamite. Got tongue tied there. Got the Peacemaker shells from Texas Outlaw. These come in a little pack here, like just a little 6-pack. And every time I see this rep with these little diamonds on there, 4 inches, it raises the question: is that a Excalibur rewrap? If you know, put that in the comments, because I don't know, and I would like to know. So we're going to go through some of these, some of the 200 grams that they've got here. That's a hot take. Got some new wraps for the Pretty Little Dragons, Pretty Little Planes, Pretty Little Bird, Pretty Little Kite. I don't know if those are new this year, but those are definitely different wraps from the ones we've seen. Coco Loco from Red Rhino. High five. Somebody told me that the trick to giving a proper high five was to watch the person's elbow. Y'all should practice that. That's a T-Sky product. Some nasty teeth there. What? Something in my teeth, yeah. Probably got something. Well, I know the feeling. But, you know, Miracle. Snake Eyes by Miracle. Texas Outlaw, Urban Jedi. This is kind of crazy. But I'm going to go back through some of these prices on these 200s. I didn't realize that one was $25. Oh, that's pretty heavy though. That's a pretty sturdy. There's some good bore size on those. Yeah. But yeah, we got some more here. Nation Ovation. That's for you, Vex Pyro. We might have to put that on the channel pretty soon. I don't know, you may already have seen it on the channel by the time you see this video. Great Goose, Crazy Goose by Sunwing. I really like that wrap. That always catches my eye. Booty Rain, Neon Nightmare, Cosmic Ambush, a lot of Black Cat stuff, Mega Banger. You know, these companies, Ultimate Warrior, world class. We got Nishiki Willow by Suns. Again, Shipwreck, Slimy, Mutant Strain. I didn't see that one back there. That's a pretty wild one. If I'm not mistaken, this one, pretty heavy cake too for a 200 gram. I think it goes pretty fast. It's $30 here, $29.99. But yeah, I've heard about that one. It's one that we have not had on the channel yet. Fireworks Fiesta we have had. I believe we had that. Blood, Sweat, and Tears we definitely had. That's one that I found with my boys a few years ago. We decided we really liked that one. Dalmatian, Blue Dog, Pyro Star. Some of these Sunwing wraps just look so cool. 100 shots. Oh, that's one of those, like a jewel strike kind of deal. Okay. Once I saw the box and it's light, it's like, okay, that's pretty obvious what that is. Trash Panda. Yeah. Diesel Devil. Earthquake by T-Sky. Happy Trails. To You, Till We Meet Again. You might be seeing this in an upcoming video, Boomers. Don't know when yet, but might be seeing that. Got some other stuff to work out with that. Born on the Bayou by Texas Outlaw. I thought I'd seen that with a world class wrap on it. So I don't know if Texas Outlaw is the Division of World Class. If you know, let us know in the comments. Another TNT product that's kind of interesting. It's these little mini 120 shot barrage candles. I don't think I've seen a product like that type of, that size sold like that with that kind of packaging on it. But they're, $30, so basically $10 a candle. This one's pretty interesting. This Light Me Up by Sunwing. I like that wrap. Pretty cool wrap on that. And this is a sturdy cake. I mean, you lift that thing up, it's got some heft to it. And the bore size is, pretty strong there. I would expect that to hit pretty good. So I'm going to go up this wall and come back down the other way. So we're getting into candles here. And back to individual items, single items. So I like that. Boom Bomb by Sunwind. Got some individual stuff there. This is something we saw for the first time up at K&K. It was a different brand, but this is the Steel Titan mortar, a Mecca. So this has a stand with it. So you're going to unfold this stand and just angle this thing. It's a barrage candle, but it's like a whole bunch of candles. Instead of putting together in one tube, it's like 16 candles there, laid out in in 2 rows of 8 like that. So that's going to be a pretty cool item. We'll have to check that on the channel at some point. And probably be good to put that in a display, I think. And of course, more of the barrage candles that come with the stand makes it handy, because I don't think sticking them in the ground is all that reliable. I would just, kind of brace them with something. Snow Cone by Window, you got to have that. Perfect 10 by Fox. That's a really nice brakes on that, willow brakes. And of course, Toxic. Y'all saw that on the channel very recently. We had that in the 4th of July display. It's one of my son's favorites. Waffle Cone. Whenever I see a fountain like this, I'm guessing it is, all back to this. I think this is the original fountain of that size, and they're probably all, if not rewraps, they got to be very similar to that.
Hey, what else would you say?
But here we go. You got some more small cakes here.
What else would you say?
Cover Your Ears, Evil, Battle. Yeah, not the little ones. Got some larger candles here from Legend. The jumbo 8-ball candles from Legend. Those are really long too. I mean, this is. That's give you some context there of how long that thing is. Long candle there. Got a table here. You got some sparklers. You got some kind of handheld fountains. More sparklers. Don't think I need to spend a ton of time on that. Sky Dancer. Y'all saw that on Weird Pyro. I almost hit myself in the head with it. Maybe I did hit myself in the head with it. I don't know. Gunfighters from Hell. Push Your Limit. Those cakes like that, those long kind of mini zippers, that's 162 shots. Yeah, that one's on for 70 here. So we're getting into one of my favorite parts of this particular store here, where they've got a lot of small items here. They got, I found this item particularly annoying. Yeah, very annoying product there. Little fountains here. This has got to be one of the craziest things I've ever seen. A whole bunch of fountains on a leash, basically. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that even. And of course, blinkers, camellia flowers. They got a few toys mixed in here too, which just aren't even fireworks, just regular toys mixed in. But yeah, and these prices on this stuff is all pretty. These are just pretty typical prices on a lot of these small items, depending on where you go. The TNT poker chips. I think these prices on this kind of stuff might fluctuate a little bit depending on where you go. They're usually all in the same ballpark. The Goddess fountain from World Class. There's the octopus sparklers. New package on the bug zappers. Some gold packaging on there now. It's pretty cool. More stuff here. The red beret with the tiny little soldier. We shot one of these, had a plastic, soldier on there. We missed it because I saw one after the fact. It's so tiny. TNT, the original. That's obviously a wheel that you would nail to a post or a tree or whatever. Got some Whistle Pete's. Other little fountains, tanks, things like that on these end caps. A never-ending fountain. I always think it's going to be heavier. I bet it ends. Y'all let me know in the comments if this thing actually does end, or if you light it and it just keeps going forever. I've always been curious about that. So please let us know. Black hornets, humblebees. A lot of these little aerial spinners, which y'all know how I feel about aerial spinners. This is the UAV. I heard these are good. My son picked up some of these the other day. He hasn't shot them yet though. Space flyers. That's the red rhino. That's what I've got holding in my hand. The red rhino small bees. Jet Strike, Sky Smoke, Bomber. There's so many different. Well, that's a different one. Different version there of Bomber. We're gonna have to grab that. That's gonna be coming with us. Yeah. More of these aerial spinners. Mad Bees. I like these. These double deckers, where the top one goes first and then the second one goes, and then of course the Wonder helicopter, which is, we have not been able to get those to work for us on the channel yet. We're going to try them again very soon. Maybe we'll get them working. Of course, the Magic Crystal. Everybody's got those. Two color spinners. Alien UFO. Big eye of these spinners. Really like that. Really like that a lot. Well, that's about it. I think that's the whole store. I got these these TNT tridents. Pitchfork, red double pitchfork. So I guess there's a fountain that comes out there.
Yeah, probably.
Probably get into some trouble with that. I'm bringing it down.
Yeah, I wouldn't know why.
All right, y'all. Well, that's what we got.
Did you like it?
Deco Fireworks here
Because that's the one that had
in Lexington, Tennessee. Okay, boomers. We'll catch you next time.